Let's see if that might work. Okay. I don't know if chat's gonna work today, but the reason why chat might not work is because, well, I need something on in the background to help me get through this. Okay, which one should I do? So the background noise is basically going to be, excuse me, a manga recap. Just these do help me to, like, get ideas and stuff. I was listening to this one yesterday. Sure, why not? Okay, stop, 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 stop. So, we'll start that when the time's right. So, hello everyone. Today, we're working more on this project. Just getting the colors and stuff done. Uh, yeah, I just didn't feel up to streaming for the past couple days. So yeah, we're just gonna be working on it because I actually do feel like streaming today. Hopefully, not too much work. Shouldn't be, but you never know with these things. Like yesterday's actually wasn't that much work, so I'm relieved at that. But yeah, it's still quite a lot of work. So, anyways, I guess we just get started. So, just gonna put something on in the background and enjoy the show. Theo is worth any amount of troublesome questions. With the decision made, the four of them accept a quest that requires a sleepover. So the next morning, Syria's boisterous greeting echoes as the group prepares to meet. The party gathers with Theo and Syria exchanging cheerful good mornings while Helvi is quieter. Syria immediately gets in the couple's faces, asking with a huge grin if they had fun last night. There we go. Theo is completely bewildered, while Gina whispers to Syria. Alright, so this shouldn't be too bad. This should actually be pretty simple. So let's see, we need to go like a light gray or something like that. Maybe a lighter gray for this. Lighter than that. There we go. Then the middle needs to be a darker gray. Same thing for these down here, need to be darker. I don't know why chat won't work in YouTube streaming. I don't know why, guys. Don't ask me. Okay, lighter gray for that. Just a little darker. Something like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's above the door. So the door color was just a very dark gray. Alright. The background, or the back color for the wall, don't really feel it's going to be anything. That's more of a lighting thing. Alright, this next one shouldn't be too bad. Right now we're just adding the base colors. It's basically an eyeball. That's Brina, right? Yeah, that's Brina. Be a lighter color because her eyes are green. Lighter than that. Okay, darker in the center. Something like that. Alright. Let's see, do I have a... Do I have a skin reference? I believe I do. Yes, barely, but yes, I do. So what I need is skin color, which is basically the same as Layla. Whoa. Okay, let's be a little bit lighter than that, or darker, excuse me. YouTube, why must we be so ad heavy? Goff. Okay, now the eyeball is the tricky one. I can't see any change there. Probably because there's not change. Something like that. Okay. There's those base colors. Okay, same color. Whoops. Okay, a little bit darker for the inside of the ear. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anything else? Get that color. This is what I do, just put something on the background. The one I'm currently listening to is kinda strange, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it's basically very rom-commy. Okay, now I need a darker color. Not too dark. So if anybody's talking, sorry, I can't see because for some reason my tablet just hates talking to people. I don't know why, but it does. So, not my fault. Okay, am I missing anything else? I don't think so. Oh, the horns, which is a darker color of from the hair. Okay. Okay. I think it's like a white blouse with just slightly darker color. Hmm. Okay, I need her skirt color. Let's see. There it is. A little darker than that. These little gaps. Whoops. There's been some mangas that I've listened to that are really, really good. Or I should say manga recaps, because there's some that are really good, and then there's others that are just like, what the hell am I listening to? Like I said, this one's been strange, but I mean, you get that. Oh, hey, I can actually see a comment. Hey, Dragon Fruit, what's up? Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Alright, let's see. Okay, this is where things are gonna get tricky. I wonder if I should put that in the background. That might be a good idea. That might actually be a good idea. Okay, with grayscale, this is actually going to be a little tricky. Let's see, I need to go something like a little darker than that. Something like that. Then lighter than that. Then the inside needs to be just a tiny bit darker. And then the wall. No. Needs to be a little tiny bit darker. Just a slight little nudge. Okay, maybe not that dark. This is a tricky part. That looks more like the right color. Gotta. Okay, that's fine. That's white. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. Okay. Now I'm gonna need to bring those colors. My other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, now what I need is to go back to here. And I need to get Brina's color. The hell? Also, guys, I've never heard this before, so if there's some strange stuff in it, sorry. I don't think there's anything like, against YouTube's guidelines or anything in it, so yeah, I don't think that's something that could be allowed. Oops. What I heard, the intimate chapters don't really start happening until after this part, so I think that's intentional. There's one that I listened to that was actually really good at telling the really addressing bullying and stuff like that. Like the whole story is literally about a girl getting bullied and like a guy who went through bullying, basically getting revenge on his bullies. It's done so well. Like I love that one. That was such a good manga. Okay, her skin's like basically the same color as Layla's. Let's get that color. Oh, I see that. I need to get that. I'll get that later. Okay, so this is Brina's eyeballs. So we need to go. Let's get this color. Probably be way more darker than that. It's just that way because the colors really don't contrast well. Comes to eye color, it's kind of tricky sometimes. Right. The inside of the ear, or the outside ear first. YouTube, do we really have to have freaking ads every 5 seconds? Seriously. Hopefully that was not copyrighted. Shouldn't be, but God, you never know. I think I've got it low enough to where it's not going to really be a problem. Okay. Yep, that should do it. Alright, now we need to go. Okay, I need to actually go back to panel 1, 2, that's 3. Because I missed a spot. Seriously? Just check and get that. It's very easy to make these mistakes. Luckily, they're not too hard of a fix. Alright, so now I need to go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5. Okay, before I got her hair. Hold on. That'd be darker. That's probably fine. Okay. Get a darker color for the back. Okay. Skin color. Like that. Now we need the tongue, which is just a darker shade. Perfect. All right. I guess I could do that. See a little spot I missed. Don't think that's what that was intended to be. Eh, it's fine. Okay, I need to get that as well. Very easy spots to miss. Very, very easy spots to miss. Okay. We go to the next one. So right now we're just getting the base colors. That's all we're doing. I apologize if anybody's typing in the chat. Sorry, can't see your comment because for some reason my thing does not like it. It worked earlier. I don't know why it's not working now, but yeah, if anybody's typing, sorry. Not my fault. That looks like it's filled. Okay, let's do the hair, which is just a darker color. What am I looking at? What am I looking at, actually? Oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, let me, fix that. There we go. To lose hair. That's why it looked like a piece of hair to me. Okay, then that. Let's grab that. That too. What am I looking at? Is that good? Looks weird, but is it because there's no shadows or anything? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it looks weird. Don't know why it looks weird, but it does. It looks weird. But I think I know how to fix it. And it's with shading, so. Okay, can I please get past this stupid ad? My god, YouTube has gotten so ad heavy ever since new management took over. Alright, let's see. Okay, this is gonna be a little interesting. So now we're gonna do the two-tone trick. Given how I did it before, I think it's just gonna be something kind of like that, with the lights going on the opposite side. It's more for like a dramatic effect than anything else. Whoa, what the flip? Oh, I know what's going on. Why? Why are we doing this? There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, the shadow would be on the opposite side. Maybe. Something like that. Okay, then turn that down to like 26 or something like that. Alright, we've got some fixes to do. So that don't look right. Let me see something. What if I do this like with a little trick? That's weird. Whoops. Let me try something like maybe this angle. Hold on a second.
I borrow one more root beer from you.
Yeah.
You hand me one? Since we're by you. Oh, you moved. Huh? I didn't. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I gotta imagine the physics here. The bump would be like, it would come down like that, come out like that. Or it would probably do like this trick. Like where it like shifts for some reason. This whole process is just about experimentation, guys. This is where things get kinda tricky. Don't know why this is being difficult today, but for some reason it is. Alright, let's see. Let's just try that blur trick. It's not terrible, but just gotta remember it's gonna be on screen for like 5 seconds. My god, it was just an ad. That game's dog shit. I know it. I've played it. This is bumping too much. Needs to be less bumpy. Let me try this again. For some reason this is just not wanting to behave. No. Is it just something like this? Like straight down the middle? Let's try this. Let's just see what happens. If you don't know what this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be like a shadow. That does look more natural. Weirdly. Okay. Then apparently this just needs to be something like this. Okay, that's not too bad. I think that's the end of the video. Nope, I've already seen this one. Let's see. This one looks interesting. Everyone's with Elfin lead. With the thing that Lucy turns into. Mew or whatever her name was. Oh God, please. Man, I don't know why I am struggling with fucking shading today, but I am. Okay. Let's see. Pen, please, and thank you. Let's see what happens. Because there would be light reflecting on this. So the manga is breaking the fourth wall, basically. Okay, that's not too bad. Of course, this don't look right, but gotta kind of clean these edges up a little bit more. Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay. Okay, that don't look too bad for something, I guess. It's just meant to get the point across. Okay, they don't have like black outlines around it. Like here, let me see if I can... Oh my god, is it freaking Ad City today? Like, is it just Ad everything? I do think I know what I'm going to add to it though. For that, I would need to make a new layer. Go like this. Just give this a little sheen, or shine. Okay, that don't look right. What the fuck?
freak out over it for some odd reason. The boy moves on to analyze this creature, who may be an animal, but doesn't look like one. It works quietly and is made of fabric like a stuffed toy. That's when it hits Ren that what stands before him is probably a golem. He tries to check if it can understand
That looks okay.
language, but it cannot.
It's very subtle. Can't really see it that well, but
On the other hand,
that's kind of the point.
what he's been looking for. A huge stock of ingredients in the kitchen which are not meat.
Yep,
Finally,
that works.
to know that he can eat something other than meat.
Looks better, not gonna lie.
Mary has other plans as she calls him out and shows him
Alright, there's panel 1. Okay, panel 2. Pretty average. This is just gonna have like a ring of black around it. This is where we gotta be a little careful.
But seeing him hold a knife completely freaks out Mary, and he takes the knife away from him and goes into a full-on fight mode. Ren tries to calm her down and explain his intentions to her, but she doesn't understand and makes the most irresistible face. Afterward, Ren notices that the golem cut the onions and figures out that he will cut anything you put on his cutting board. Using his help, the boy starts cooking.
Yeah, that's alright. Let me turn the opacity anyways.
Mary takes the first bite from it and is astonished
Okay,
to taste something delicious.
let's see if we can
In only a few seconds,
do this trick. But first I need to turn off the color so it doesn't capture that.
because she felt the same happiness feeding him that he feels right now. After this day, Ren hopes she'll understand his liking and feed him food besides meat. However,
Excuse me.
that plan doesn't work because later on, she offers him meat again. The next day, Ren is out in the forest when he meets someone he's always badly wanted to. And after coming to this world, it's none other than every otaku's
Okay.
a gorgeous witch. As she flies towards him,
Oh,
wonders whether she's Mary's guest or enemy.
go down like this.
She walks closer to him and tries to talk
Okay.
to him.
Then just give that eye just a little bit of shine.
Understand a word that she's saying. She attempts
You want eyes to look more realistic? Add a shine to them.
gaze and aggressive demeanor quickly transition into an attack.
Eyes reflect.
Using the last of his non-existent otaku strength,
Okay.
the witch tries to hit him with her attacks.
Alright, this is gonna take a little longer.
He cries for Mary's help, but the witch stops attacking. Comes closer to
This
Ren,
is definitely gonna take a little longer.
analyzing him. Being a boy, he can't stop looking at her body, which the witch realizes and smacks him for. Afterward, the witch checks out his fingers and suddenly pulls out a strand of his hair. Of course, Ren has no idea what she's up to, and she quietly proceeds to analyze the
Okay,
strand.
where's the light source? It's like right above her, isn't it? So yeah, it would be like one of those ones where it's like all above, and then the face is just dark.
He has no idea why, but she
Pretty
starts
much.
to become happy. However, all of a sudden she comes
So,
and starts to pull his shirt up. Ren is absolutely surprised and yells for Mary to save him from this perverted witch. Luckily, his cries are heard this time as the demon lord reaches and quickly pulls him away from the witch.
whoop.
Ren is finally relieved to see Mary with him, but now is not the time to relax as the witch is still present. Mary and the witch stand one-to-one, staring at each other in an intimidating way.
Like I said, guys, we're just kind of doing
As Mary walks towards the
experimentation. We're not, this is like nothing final. We're just experimenting.
her usual serious fight mode, the demon lord begins to punch the witch with her cute little small hands, which confirms to Ren that they are indeed allies. It seems that the witch is trying to calm down Mary while she's worried about what the witch did to Ren. He tries to mumble that he's okay when he notices Golem walking in the forest. He tries to talk to it, but it doesn't understand, and simply walks away. Ren's lonely and bored when he suddenly notices
Just kind of focusing on the areas where
center of attention. The witch tries to tell
the
her
color is not going to be
multiple tries, he's unable
like hard to determine. So this will probably be the hair piece.
Nia, which Ren figures out is her name.
Oh, hang on. Nope, we ain't doing that. We need to do this first.
About the relationship between the witch and
Right?
Mary.
Yep.
But suddenly, the lowly demon lord grabs his sleeve and begins to shake as if she's about to cry. Meanwhile, the witch has a serious look on her face. Mary continues to shake, and Ren is trying to figure out how to calm her
Okay.
down when she suddenly begins to cry loudly. However, the witch stands firm, shaking her head as if she's saying no. Finally, the witch makes a move.
So I don't have any particular reason for listening to like a specific anime recap, or excuse me, anime, manga recap. I just see the like the title, and if it interests me, I go for it.
On the other hand, Ren notices Golem running away at a fast
So far, this one just kind of feels like a casual isekai.
Wasting no time, Ren
I know some people don't like isekai, but it all depends. It all depends for me. As long as it's not too, like every isekai.
who has a very sad look on her face. However, the Nia smiles at Mary, gives a head pat to Ren, and then whispers something in Mary's ear.
I play enough gacha games with that premise. I don't need it in my
Although he didn't hear
other
anything she
stuff.
said,
Thank you very much.
the boy concluded that Nia had probably allowed the demon lord to keep Ren in the castle. Although things get a bit weird when Mary tries to put a
Oh,
collar around
whoops.
Ren, which he
Oh
disapproves
well,
of,
I'll do that
and
manually.
somehow convinces her to let go of it.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing.
I don't care.
Convinces her to let go of it.
And I'm not buying YouTube Premium just to skip ads. No.
Although he has adjusted well to this world, some things still bother him. For starters, it's his pillow.
God, no, I can't afford that shit.
His pillow isn't full, and neither is Mary's Ren's already frustrated due to a lack of sleep, when suddenly he hears a loud noise. He gets concerned and tries to wake Mary, but stops because she looks so
Let's see. Yeah, probably the inside too.
Ren sees it's the same hero's party that has been trying to invade the castle since his day. Realizing that they come to this castle every night, Ren realizes that he must sleep early because otherwise these noises will prevent him from falling asleep. Later on, Ren once again sets on a journey to explore the castle along
That's like a slit in the hair.
so she
Yeah.
can prevent him from getting into the traps. He aims to find another bedroom with a different pillow, but when he opens the door, he sees Golem in a maid dress who seems to be sewing something. Turns out, Golem just completed making an outfit for Ren that is similar to what
Alright, let's see.
That's when Ren finds out that this world also has fabrics he's familiar with, such as cotton. He tries to explain to Mary that he needs a pillow, but as expected, she doesn't understand a word he's saying, so she just goes and sits down. Meanwhile, Ren sees through boxes in the room and finds some stuffing. He's trying to find tough cotton material when he notices Golem's tail.
Right now we're just focusing on the hair.
However, Golem and Mary
Like the hair, the ears, things like that.
Ren becomes scared that they think he is about to steal and gets even more anxious when Golem comes near him.
Okay, now I gotta turn on the background colors. Okay, yep, we've definitely got some work to do. Well, I gotta add the skin color and all that first too. Okay, so let's actually turn that off still. I don't think that's needed, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm also gonna put this underneath. I don't know why I start with the hair. Usually I start with skin.
And finally, they both have the most peaceful sleep ever. The next day, a ceremony occurs in the town, and a woman rushes to a man she calls a hero.
Let's try that
The
again.
woman is Priestess Fina, who's mad at the hero for wandering around during the blessing ceremony, but he reassures her that the place is crowded, and even the Demon Queen would
There
not
we go.
exist if she were here. The priestess questions him about why she isn't the witch there with him, but he is surprised to find out that she isn't with them, so they start to look for her together. On the other hand, Ren and Mary have arrived at the ceremony, where they seem to be undercover, as Mary's horns aren't visible. Ren's surprised to see different races in this world, and magic makes him happy to see that this world isn't full of torment as he had imagined, and is instead in peace. While having a good time at the festival together,
Whoops.
Ren notices a huge drake that can be won through a ring game, and Mary seems to want it badly. As Ren would do anything to make her happy,
Let's
he
see.
plays the game and wins it the second time. Mary is thrilled to
Clothes I'm probably gonna have to do on a separate layer as well.
in the excitement.
How did I miss that?
To panic and sits at the fountain to relax. He's trying not to look suspicious.
Okay.
The witch sits beside him and funnily
It's
stares.
just...
She tries to talk to him as
That's probably gonna have to be a little bit more darker.
So instead, she proceeds to use a
Oh,
magic
let me
spell
turn
on
the...
him, which brings out confetti. Seeing this, Ren is bedazzled.
It tries 26%, see what that does.
And even starts to touch him.
Okay, a little too dark, but that's because we haven't had like shadows or anything like that.
Ren has no idea why she's suddenly behaving so strangely, but that's only the start, because her next move
Maybe a
is
little bit lower than that.
the same way as Nia did.
Something like that, yeah.
Fall into the fountain and think that all these witches are nothing but
Something along those lines.
Once again,
Alright.
the young boy is saved.
Now we gotta do one for the clothing,
Calling him out. He rushes towards her,
which is
and they both
easy
hug each
enough.
other in relief. Without speaking a word more,
That's close.
the two
Yeah.
walk away while the witch stands there, confused.
Okay, just put that there, put that there.
Searching for the witch finally find her, and the witch claims that she came across the stranger who seemed to have a smell with which she was familiar.
Okay, the only place that I know that this is going to hit is like on the shoulders. So this side would probably be something like right like that.
On the following day, Ren is having a boring day at the castle, as Mary is busy reading a book, so he has nothing else to do. Suddenly, he thinks
We'll get her.
horrible if someone sees
Slowly
him
but surely.
yet, but he can do nothing about it right now, so he just goes on to check what Mary's reading. However, Ren cannot understand a single character she's reading, although he can understand the story a bit by seeing the images. He sees a cake in the book.
You understand we're not too worried about?
It so much that he asks Golem to make one for them.
Let's take a look.
Ren is excited and delighted to have a cake, and
Come on.
meanwhile, waiting, he tries to understand the book more.
Probably like around
Mary joins him with tea, and they enjoy sipping it together.
26% as well.
Over as Golem brings them a cake. However, Ren is disappointed. It doesn't smell like something he had on the contrary,
Yeah, that looks fine.
eyes are filled with excitement
All
over
right.
seeing the pie. Ren wonders what
Let's
it looks like, but it
get.
turns out he's tired of eating its meat. Once again,
Let's get the
Ren
clothing
is
first.
disappointed that it's meat and not a dessert.
So the light's coming from above, so that means it's just barely touching the shoulders.
Mary wastes no time, cuts a piece of it, and instantly begins drooling from its smell. Ren also becomes excited to try it after seeing Mary's expressions, and surprisingly, it's so delicious that they end up filling themselves to the top.
That side hits more because the light is more on this side.
That he's not waking up.
I was today years old when I learned M&Ms were the first candy in space.
Good God Almighty! What is up with all these ads?
Mary wakes up before Ren
Oh shit.
notices that he's not waking up. After a while,
Is it on the right one?
Ren wakes up but
Yep.
feels sick, probably because of catching a cold from the rain.
God, I love when things just like to be a butt when they want to be.
All
Alright.
but wants to ensure Mary doesn't catch the cold. Hence, he pushes her outside.
Okay, this would definitely have some light on it.
Tolerate being away from him is for her best. However,
Whoop.
once the door is closed, she becomes very sad. Meanwhile, Ren feels guilty for doing this to her, especially when he thinks about her crying.
Around this curve is always the hard part.
So he decides to go to sleep instead. On the other hand, Mary is up to something as she rushes to her library, goes through
It's
the books,
the entire thing, right?
and tells Gollum to make it.
The entire light is like hitting from that side, so it would make sense.
As he approaches the door, he discovers a collection of stuffed toys.
Nope.
Mary then arrives, carrying a tray loaded with meals, water, and damp towels that she had prepared for him. The two exchange a wholesome smile from a distance, and Mary leaves
Okay.
the room. When Ren tastes the meal,
It's
he
just
finds
getting
it
this
very
curve
delicious,
that's the hard part.
especially because it isn't the usual meat, but porridge made on Mary's special request. Ren's overwhelmed to receive such wonderful care from her. She even leaves toys to prevent him from getting lonely. After Ren goes to sleep, Mary comes carefully inside the
Okay,
room, touching her beloved companion.
this would probably have some light on it.
Finally, she can be around him after a long day of missing him. She starts to sing a sweet lullaby that reaches
Yep.
even to the palace gardens. And although
Oh,
Ren
this has got some light hanging on the side.
for some reason, it seems familiar. Finally, Ren wakes up and feels much better somehow.
Probably all the way down like that.
He's completely shocked to find out that he has woken up in his bedroom from his past world. He looks around for Mary.
A little around
There's
that
no doubt
curve.
that she's there. How can he possibly have
Maybe a little around that curve.
Ren has no idea
Yeah.
how he set it back, but he has to accept
Yep,
the
yeah, it's
reality.
fine.
The first thing that comes to mind is what worries him the most.
You know, the shoot is
The data
making
on his
things
PC.
hard.
He breaks the data immediately and does a hard factory reset on his phone. However, no matter how calm he tries to be, he can't stop himself from feeling upset that he may not be able to see Mary again. But once again, he tries to use his otaku interests to divert himself. He tries catching up on new anime, but even that reminds him of Mary, which brings him back to wondering what exactly happened to her, which caused him to return. Nothing
Sorry, I had to
mattered
turn it up a little bit.
all he could think about was Mary, and how he could return to her side. However, Mary's spell brought him there in the first place, so he possibly cannot go there alone. After fully using his brain capacity,
Okay,
he can
seriously?
no longer think of any solutions, and always cries
Is it
out
just
for
something like
Mary's
that?
help. Of course, she's not present here to help him. Hence, he begins to sulk in bed while thinking about anime, school, and his family. Yet once again, Mary's beautiful face pops up in his mind, and he fails to get his mind off of her, worried about her becoming lonely. Once again, Ren hears the lullaby in his ears.
Okay.
Meanwhile, his heart desires more to see the Demon Queen.
I don't
This
think it would
time,
be on the
his
opposite
wishes are heard
side,
as a
so.
sweet voice calls his name, and he wakes up one more time to
Let's
the beautiful
see, this
face
is
of
the
his
hair right.
beloved
Yep.
Mary.
Okay, let's do
Ren's
hair
eyes are
next.
cooled by seeing her sparking
This hair
Mary
really
comes closer to him and joyfully shows the okay
is
sign
gonna
to
have
him,
a lot on
which he
it.
learned from none other than Ren. Now, Ren realizes that he's returned to this world again, but it confuses him whether
Oh,
it was
shit.
all a dream because it seemed so realistic. However, another bigger crisis hits Ren's head as he realizes that his computer data would still be there if it were all a dream, and he wishes it was a reality. Afterward, Mary gives Ren a bottle of potion to drink, and of course, he doesn't have the option to refuse it because then she would throw a huge tantrum. And so, he confuses the potion, but instantly regrets it as it tastes awful. The following morning, Ren wonders about his dreams yesterday again, but still feels
Nope.
relieved that today he woke up in this world. Although that experience scared
Okay,
him so
that's
much
not
that he had
too
difficulty sleeping last
bad.
night,
It's just a
Ren
little uneven in
appreciates
some
his
places.
peaceful meal with Mary, which ends when Nia suddenly enters the room. Ren's once again scared of her presence because of her deathly stares at him. To make it worse, she says
Okay.
something which causes Mary to start
Down
shaking.
here.
Afterwards, she gives Ren a disappointed look, and the three of them sit at the table together.
Nope.
But soon, the atmosphere lightens as Mia and Mary begin to laugh and chatter together, and by the witch's actions, it's obvious to Ren that they are talking about him. However, things get
Okay.
more awkward for him
Let's
when
give this
Mary
just a
left to
little
bring
bit more.
tea, and he's left alone with this witch, who truly scares
A
him.
little bit more
Ren
light.
is very nervous being around her, but she tries to communicate with him. She took a piece of paper and starts drawing a bunny-like creature, which, according to her, is Ren. It's obvious she's horrible at
Yeah,
drawing,
that's good.
and she makes something even more funny to explain to Ren,
Alright,
but
let's
it's
do this
impossible
first
for him
round.
to interpret it correctly. Afterward, she gives a gem to Ren and indicates that he needs to wear it around his neck. Later at night, Mary is already sleeping, but Ren is still up trying to figure out the charm's purpose, and remembers just how bad is Nia at drawing. After a few days, Ren realizes that Mary has been acting weird lately because late at night, she goes out to do something instead of sleeping. This worries Ren because he's afraid that this would prevent her small, lowly body from growing more. He thinks about following Mary to check what she's up to, but when she does her adorable smile again, Ren melts and
Yeah, I
just
think
tries
that's
to go
okay.
back to sleep. In the morning, Mary is sleepy at the table, which makes Ren worry even more. Consequently, this night when the Demon Queen sneaks out of the room, Ren follows her while reassuring himself he's not doing this for any impure thoughts.
Whoop.
Mary enters a room, and for a while Ren stays out wondering if he should enter, and at the same time find a piece of metal inside his pocket. However, all of a sudden, he hears a loud noise inside the room and rushes
How
inside
did
it,
that happen?
only to see Mary calmly sitting with a couple of jars. He tries to talk to her when suddenly, something quickly comes near him and takes the metal piece from earlier, and it is a small, slime-like living creature that goes on to eat the metal piece. Afterward, Mary introduces it as Ryu, and
Yeah,
Ren
that's
tries to
fine.
poke him, but it doesn't like that at all. Then Ryu starts eating food, which looks so cute that Mary cannot stop smiling. Once it's full, the slime goes to the wall's crack to sleep, and Mary finally goes to bed as well. Finally goes to bed as well. Moreover,
Excuse
to
me.
ensure Mary stays safe, Ren accompanies her every night. The next night, Ryu throws up on Ren and then returns to eating. Once it
Yeah,
is done,
that's fine.
Ryu
Okay.
plays around with the young boy, and after some time it grows wings too and
That
legs
goes
too.
down.
Finally, the fun is over as
That's
Ryu
not
is
hitting on
grown
that
up, and
side.
it's time to
They
go.
would hit on these though,
With a heavy heart, Mary picks it up,
because these are up
pets
higher.
it, and they bid Ryu farewell on his journey outside. In the next scene, the two are having lunch together, when Ren feels worried about Mary being sad due to missing Ryu. But suddenly, it comes back from the window to take food. This confuses Ren as the
That's fine.
farewell was useless then, and Mary seems to be giving him so
Okay,
much attention
horns.
that he even starts to feel jealousy
Horns
of
are
the
being
layered
hit from the
slime.
top, so yep.
At night, Mary is sleeping in
Oh,
a very different position,
I
which seems
see.
gorgeous
I
to
forgot
Ren,
to light
but
them
it
up.
leaves no space for him to sleep.
Light them up.
He tries to move her a bit,
Forgot to
but then decides to wait for her to change her
color them
posture.
in.
In the meantime, Ren goes out for a walk. On the other hand, the hero's party is once again trying to infiltrate the castle. Meanwhile, the priestess wonders why such a large castle with multiple traps seems empty. However, Seal suddenly triggers a trap and gets transported inside the castle. Unfortunately, the one to meet him is Ren, on his way to eat a delicious midnight snack. He's terrified to see a random girl in the castle, and realizes it's the same witch he met at the ceremony. While trying to understand the situation,
Okay,
he hears a loud
think
growling sound from Seal's stomach, and he realizes she's been drooling
that's the
because of his
majority of what
midnight
the hair
snack
would
this
look
whole
like.
time. Hunger takes them over as
Now
they
let's
forget
go
their
for the
situation
skim.
and share the meal. However, after some time, when Ren's stomach is filled, he begins to wonder why this random
The
girl
heck?
is inside the castle. And that's when he realizes she's from the heroes' party as they come here every night.
There we go.
Once she notices his serious face, the witch realizes her grave situation and freaks out. All of a sudden, she gets up and greets him with a smile, trying to handle the situation peacefully. However, her attempts are useless as they hear the Demon Queen approaching them, and she's not happy to see Ren sharing a meal with a stranger girl. In fact, Mary is extremely angry about it, not just at the intruder, but also at Ren. As Gollum drags him
Nope.
away, Seal and Mary stare at each other while the witch seems intimidated by her. She explains herself in the usual unidentified language, but the only word Ren understands from her is Nia. Ren wonders if she's associated with Nia, while simultaneously the two
Okay.
suddenly become friendly. Ren assumes that it's because they are both Nia, and he also remembers that this witch was very
Okay, I know
friendly
the
to
face
him.
is always a tricky
Ren
one.
feels relieved that Mary's mood is better.
I think
When she tries
it's...
to talk to her,
You
she
just kind of
clearly
go up the
shows that she's
side
still
like
mad at
this.
him. Seeing the beef between them, Seal tries to befriend Ren by
Oh,
telling him
let's
her
take a
name
look.
and shaking his hands. But at the same time, Ren can see Mary's sad eyes looking at him from the back. Afterward,
Just try
Gollum
along the
interrupts
cheek.
them with lots of sweets, which lightens up the faces of Mary and Seal. Once the midnight party is over, the witch gives a warm goodbye to Seal, and finally, after a long crazy night, they go back to bed. Even after Mary has gone to sleep, Ren cannot help but
Yeah,
still
this
feel
part
that
is
she's
always
angry at
tricky
him,
shit.
even though he's unable to figure out what he did, which makes her mad. When the sun rises, the two are at the table together when Ren decides to go a bit extra and greet her in an overly enthusiastic way, which of course Mary finds to be very weird. However,
Getting
it's obvious
closer
that
to the
Mary's still
mark.
upset with him because she looks at him with a sad face,
It's
and
just the
there's obvious
curvature's not
awkwardness
right.
between them. Once again, Gollum Kuhn breaks the awkwardness by bringing in breakfast. Unfortunately, even sharing a meal isn't enough, as the awkwardness remains. Since their communication is not very good, Ren begins to overthink whether he should apologize to Mary. But why would he apologize, as he isn't even sure if they're had a fight? He looks at Mary to understand her, but she's obviously not behaving normally. It's almost unbearable for Ren because he cannot tolerate having beef with the adorable Demon Queen. Finally, his prayers are heard, and with a loud bang on the door, his small savior arrives. It's none other than the slime, Ryu, and this time,
No.
Ren is happier to see him than usual. In fact, he feeds him so much that Ryu becomes way too fat, and there's a chance he's sick because his face is so satisfied. Moreover, it looks like he'll be unable to fly in this big
Such a
fat
tricky
body,
step.
but surprisingly, he gets up and continues flying. Although Ren badly wants it to stay,
That
Ryu flies away
feels right. I
instantly.
think it's just because there's not any light down here, and that's why it's throwing me off.
But they still have the same awkwardness. Neither have the Demon Queen's sad expressions changed. Having no idea how to fix things, Ren begins to walk away to ask Gollum to make them snacks. But after a few steps, he hears the voice of his beloved Mary calling his name. However, before she can do anything more, she trips over a cap and is about to fall when, suddenly, our protagonist catches her beforehand. They both end up getting hurt by the force, but it's all worth
This
it.
is always
After
a tricky
long
step,
day, Mary
guys,
finally
so
laughs.
just bear with me.
Ren's heart skips a beat seeing her happy, and they both finally make
Okay,
up.
the light would reflect on
Ren
this
can
side of the
finally relax and
nose.
sleep peacefully at night, knowing everything is back to normal. Another day starts, and Ren remembers the first time he saw Mary smile, and even after such a long time, he wishes to see her smile more. However, the main issue is that he cannot use his words to make her laugh,
Nope.
so he tries to make a funny face instead. But of course, she's not a toddler, so she gets totally creeped out and surprised by it. She even gets tensed up as she thinks that he's worried. Later on, it's dessert time when Ren feels upset about his failed attempt at making Mary smile. Hence, he thinks about using a different method, such as doing a jump scare.
What's up, Zach? Check out the check-out. T-Mobile's got home internet.
Sorry, guys.
Mary smile.
YouTube
Hence,
loves
he
to
thinks about using a
just
different method, such as doing a jump
flutter with
scare.
ads, I guess.
He hides and does a boo to her, but that turns out terribly because
Okay,
Mary
I
goes
see
into a crisis
something.
and only stops once she realizes it's just
There
Ren.
needs to be a shadow
After
here.
all, you can't just scare the Demon Queen. The day goes by, and Ren still
Oh.
keeps thinking about ways to make her happy,
Let's
but
see.
cannot think of any. While sitting in the garden, Ren looks at Gollum and asks him if he knows a way to make her happy. But as expected, he cannot understand a word Ren
Maybe my
says.
brain's just overthinking it.
That's when
Probably.
Ren saves flowers and decorates them in Mary's room.
Probably.
He wonders if they're
Probably.
poisonous, but if they were, then Gollum would have thrown them
Oh,
away.
I see one thing I forgot with the
Later
hair.
on, Mary enters the room and
And
notices
this
the
happens.
flowers, and she stares at Ren, which means she's figured out he got them. So she smiles because of his sweet gesture.
Yeah, there's probably not
Afterward,
like
Ren
shadows
takes
and
it
stuff,
back
and that's why
wonders
it's
if
throwing me
Mary
off.
figured out that he got her the flowers.
Either
Thinking
that
about
or
it
I'm
makes
just
him feel
missing some key
happy,
parts,
but all he truly cares
which
about
is probably
whether they
also a
make her
thing.
happy. Suddenly, Ren sees that Mary is also in the bathtub.
Okay.
He feels extremely shy bathing with her, but notices that she's joyful by pranking
So
him.
now what I gotta
Once
do
again, her
is
smile makes him feel things he normally doesn't, and
really
he requests her to wait outside. Before going to bed, Ren
go above
rethinks
all
about her
of these
smile, but at the
layers.
same time he doesn't know why. But
New
his
layer,
heart
please.
feels uneasy.
Thank you.
When Ren
Go
initially
darker
came to this
color.
world, he faced many issues, but one
Okay,
very
so
major
lights come
problem
from
was
this
that he
way,
didn't
so
know where
that
the
means
toilet
that the
was,
light
and of course,
is hitting here and
that's
projecting
scary.
the shadow onto
After much
this
castle
side.
searching, Ren can finally find a toilet. But what confuses them is that he's never seen Mary use it. He wonders that maybe cute girls do not go to the toilet, but that's also not sure because girls from his past life used to go. Another possible conclusion is that she doesn't go because she's a demon queen, as Mary never went even after
Yeah,
they
there
were
would be a
together
shadow
at the
there because the
castle,
light's
which
projecting
means
onto
demon
this
queens
side.
don't need to defecate. However, it turns out that Mary does go to the toilet, which means she's so embarrassed that she always sneaks out to the washroom when Ren isn't looking. And meanwhile, he's outside, lost in his thoughts. Mary is waiting for him to move so she can finally come out of there. Later, Ren,
Oops.
Mary, and Nia visit the town again, probably because Mary wants to come and bring him along too. Together,
Okay.
they visit a store selling various items. He gets curious and tries to touch a pot, but is instantly
That
stopped
does have a
by
little
Nia.
bit of shadow
She
coming
scolds
off
him in her
right
language,
there.
which Ren doesn't understand but gets the point of it and apologizes. Hence, he decides to wait until they finish their business quietly. While waiting, Ren starts to get bored, and he's so curious about the shop that he suddenly sees a demi-human with a large pot. She tries to talk to him, but he doesn't understand. That's when he notices a chain on her leg and becomes surprised that she's indeed enslaved.
Let's see.
Ren's shocked to realize that this world may not be as peaceful as he thought, as there are slaves here. Once again, she tries to talk to him, but Ren tells her he cannot understand her.
No, let's
The
just go
girl
with this
pauses
color.
for a moment, and then suddenly she greets him in a language Ren understands. Ren's unable to comprehend what just happened and replies, he's not here to shop, but is with someone. Once again, the girl understands him and tells him to enjoy himself. That's when it finally
That's all
hits Ren
shaded.
that in this world, someone spoke to him in his language for the first time and confirmed that she could speak it. The girl is confused about Ren's reaction and tells him that prostitution isn't allowed in this shop.
I'm sorry,
However,
what?
Ren is too overly excited and starts questioning whether this is her mother tongue or if someone taught it to him, as no one else can understand his language in this world.
Okay,
Seeing
let's
him
put some
go
shadow on the
this way,
hair.
the girl gets creeped out and excuses herself. But Ren is so emotional that he begs her to stay and talk to him. Of course, the girl cannot understand what's going on and thinks he's just lustful for women. But Ren again tries to explain that he just wanted to talk to her, as the person he's living with cannot understand his language, so it's hard to communicate. Unfortunately, the demi-human still doesn't understand him and tells him to go to a bar if he wants to spend time with women. But Ren isn't going to give up so easily.
Nope,
And
the
tells
shadow
her
would
he'll
be
help her if she has work. But all he
checking onto
truly
the
wants
opposite
from her
side.
is a conversation, and he clarifies that he will join her. The poor girl finally gives in and takes him along. During the walk, Ren introduces himself, and so does the girl,
Oop.
Vetica. Ren is considering which honorifics to call her when he realizes that the girl only understands a few words, not the language completely.
Oh, I hate this part.
Upon asking, Vetica replies that her grandma taught her these words. Hearing this, Ren bombards the girl with many more questions, such as if her grandma is fluent in this language, or if she's Japanese or taught by one, which means there may have been other people summoned in this world. But Vetica gets annoyed and straight up tells him to shut up, but Ren doesn't mind it, and instead asks her if he could meet her grandma. But sadly, she passed away when Vetica was young. Finally, they arrive at a location location where they harvest herbs. However, the place is a cave, and although Ren is skeptical about going inside, Vedeka tells him to give it a shot. But Ren thinks about it for a second, and firstly, he didn't tell the others that he was coming here. Secondly, it might not be safe to trust Vedeka. Suddenly,
Okay,
the
let me
girl's
think.
spirit
Be
shoots
a
from
little
Vedeka's
shadow.
life, to which Ren explains that he's living with a cute girl, Mary, who can sometimes be angry. Hearing this, Vedeka stays quiet and looks serious. Afterward,
Guess who has tons of the best toys?
I don't care.
they arrive at the harvest area inside the cave, where Vedeka explains her job, picking up the harvest and bringing them home. This reminds Ren that there's a lot that he wishes to know about this world, which he can finally do from Vedeka. However, he's confused about what to ask because there's so much, but she only understands a few words. Moreover, she may not know about summoning. Furthermore, he wishes to know most about why he was called here. But most importantly, he deeply desires to show his gratitude to Mary for treating him so well. Seeing him lost in his thoughts, Vedeka asks him if he's okay, but while her attention is diverted, Ren notices that a rock is about to fall on his head and protects her from it. Vedeka is safe, but Ren also thinks he's fine until he gets up and notices his hand has swollen. Seeing him hurt, the girl takes a deep breath and sings a song. Ren is very surprised to
Okay,
hear it,
let me just do the
as he
last
realizes
bit
that
of
he's heard this
shadow.
song before. It's the
That'll
one that
kind
was
of give
sung
it a
to
little
him
bit
when
more
he had a
volume.
although it was only a melody back then. Once again, Ren
Okay,
has
so
even
the
more
shadow would be
questions
on
for
the
Vedeka,
side where the light
asking
is
her who
not
had taught her this
projecting.
song. But the girl doesn't
So
understand
this side.
and replies that she can use basic healing spells. However, all of a sudden, Ren's pendant, which was given to him by Naya, begins to glow, and in only the blink of an eye he finds himself back at the castle. He sees Mary and Naya, who seem concerned, and realizes that he's been teleported using the magic circle, and that the pendant must be related to this, as it glowed before the teleportation. On the other hand, Mary seems to be having a rather angry expression on her face, and behind her is Vedeka, which means they both were teleported together. Ren begins to freak
Very,
out
very
because he's
subtle,
afraid
but
that Mary will
it's
go into
there.
fight mode again, but the demi-human reassures him that she'll take care of it. She talks to Mary for a while in the same language, which Ren cannot understand. However, after hearing her, the poor demon queen seems to become very sad. The story goes back to Vedeka's past, in which her grandmother would teach her a lot of things. From ancient stories, to the great war between humans and elves, to the love story between a human and demoness, to the language of a small country and of northern land, and in search of more knowledge, she decided to go on a quest to explore the outside world. However, now, Vedeka realizes that being alone outside is much more difficult than she had imagined. Moreover, she realizes
Something
her
like that,
biggest
I don't know.
mistake is against people much stronger than her. In front of her is a witch with extremely powerful mana. The other is a demoness. On the other hand, Ren is still freaked out because
Okay.
he has no clue what Vedeka said to Mary. And although she's saying everything is fine, that's not the case because Mary looks tomato red after hearing Vedeka. She mentions only 2 words, embarrassing stories, making Ren even more anxious. However, Nia speaks something to Vedeka which makes her fearful of death. Ren's confusion is only more when Nia seems to be panicking, and he has no idea what's going on in their minds. Having no choice, he communicates with the only person who understands him, Vedeka, by asking her to calm down, as Nia isn't that bad despite looking intimidating. Unfortunately, reassurance is not enough because Vedeka knows how bad the situation is, and Ren has no idea about it. Seeing him so calm, she finally asks him if he isn't scared. But Ren is calm because he's in the castle where the demon queen herself had summoned him. Hearing this, Vedeka doesn't believe him, and instead mocks him. Once again, Ren tries to prove that he's speaking the truth about being summoned in this world. But Vedeka just thinks he's being stupid, because summoning is a complex spell forgotten ages ago. It was used for the first time during a war against the demon 1,000 years back, and it required a lot of magicians to use their mana for it. When it was used the second time, it had severe consequences, leading the spell to become lost, and after that, it was irretrievable. Once again, Vedika thinks about her past when her grandmother taught her words, telling her that these were used by the goddess responsible for saving
No.
them from the catastrophe after the second incident. Since Ren can speak those words, Vedika wonders whether he's the goddess, but realizes there's no possible way. Suddenly, the girl feels a tap on her shoulder which almost scares her to death, and it's none other than the intimidating witch. However, Ren tries to save Vedika from the situation by requesting Nia to go soft on her. Unfortunately, the demi-human misunderstands him and thinks he's a pervert who calls her soft. On the other hand, Vedika seems to have accepted her death and tells Ren that she will answer Nia's questions and then wait for him on the other side.
No.
Ren's worried, but he has
A
no
little too
choice
thick.
but to wait and
Need to
hope
have
for the
been done
best.
a little bit.
Meanwhile, he takes the chance to apologize to Mary for all this. Surprisingly, Mary says something Ren was not expecting, and she replies, "Thank you." Ren's overjoyed with happiness and again becomes overexcited, asking him how she learned these words. But sadly, she cannot speak comprehensively anymore, which breaks down all his happiness and leaves him confused about how she understood him and spoke the right words. Hoping she would understand him again, Ren thanked Mary for looking out for him. However, their precious moment is disturbed by the surprise entry of Vedika, who's proudly still alive. Moreover, she tells great news to Ren that she will be his interpreter from now on.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramide.
From now on. Ren had no clue that this could happen, so he was delighted to hear this news. But a part of him was a bit worried,
As long as it gets the point across.
considering she was not so good at understanding his
Okay,
language
let's
either.
see.
Hence, he begs her to translate his words
I'm not gonna
correctly
go the
and
full
not do
9
anything
yards
weird
with
out of it, to which
this,
she
but
just happily agrees.
I'm gonna give it
However,
something at
Ren is
least.
still anxious about it because if she misinterprets his words, the consequences will upset his beloved Mary. Yet he takes advantage of the moment and asks Vedika why they
More
summoned
than
him.
that.
But instead of doing what he asked, she makes an awkward expression and tells him that Nia said he'd be okay. Once again, Ren is confused about the mysteries of these creatures and asks her what she told Nia, who clearly seems to be ignoring him.
Whoops.
Without any shame, Vedika claims that she told her about Ren's erotic mind. At this point, the innocent boy's mind is about to burst with tension, as he worries that she will
Darker than
continue
that.
to misinterpret things just like this. Moreover, all of this causes Ren to wonder that maybe the fact that he's been summoned is being kept a secret. And so he moves on to ask a basic question: the name of this world.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Vedika, being not so good at understanding Ren, again gets confused and tells her name instead. He tries to explain that he wants to know the name of this world, but Vedika isn't even familiar with this word, which clears it to Ren that her vocabulary is
How
very
much does the
small
words
and
cover it?
simple. But this isn't enough to discourage him.
It covers the
as he
majority of
moves
that
on to
side.
ask Vedika her
So I don't have
age.
to put too
But
much
once again,
work on
she
that
doesn't
side.
answer him and rushes to Nia. Once Nia listens
Okay,
to
I
her,
think it's just
she gets
because there's
angry
no
at Ren,
light source
who
at the
is
moment
totally
that
clueless
it's
about what she did.
looking weird.
Finally,
So
Vedika
let me
says that
try.
she's 50 years old, and it's a
Let me
complete surprise to Ren,
try
as he never expected her to be this
adding
old.
a light source.
Afterward, Vedika pulls him away, tells him he's stupid, and starts asking questions from him about this world's language. But after seeing that he cannot understand their language at all, she gives up. Suddenly, they hear the door opening, and it's Mary coming inside with tea and desserts.
Let's see
Ren
if
and Vedika are thrilled to see food, and while Ren is filling himself up, Mary and the demi-human are talking to each other. He doesn't understand what they're talking about, but he gets that Mary is upset and tells her that he will be better, to which she replies, "Thank you." Moreover, he teaches her to say, "You are welcome" to it, and she learns it quickly. Seeing this, Ren realizes that even
something like
after
that.
such
I
a
don't know.
long time, he didn't try teaching her words.
The effort is what
Suddenly,
counts.
Vedika
Alright.
yells from
I think I
excitement
know
as
one
she's
thing
got
that I
the
can do
genius idea
here,
to teach Japanese to Mary simply.
and that's to
On the other
go
hand, the hero and his party have arrived at the
something
same shop to ask
similar
where's
to what
Vedika.
I did
However, the person responds
here.
that she's at her new workplace, which infuriates the hero because she'd let her go,
And
although
let's see
she's
if I
Vedika's
can do
owner.
this.
However, the owner explains that she had to let her go because a powerful witch visited and gave her very valuable
Just goes
coins in
something
exchange
like
for Vedika. Moreover, if she had refused, the the witch would have destroyed the entire shop. Upon questioning the reason behind taking Vetica, the owner explained that she could speak a rare language and was taken away as an
God damn it.
interpreter. All of this seems confusing to the party, and they become worried
And
about
just
her
do something
safety.
like that.
Whereas at the castle, Ren and Mary welcome a new peaceful day, and after a tad bit of struggle, the adorable demon queen can finally say good morning to him. Hearing her say this makes Ren's morning much more delightful. While having breakfast
And
together,
just kind of
Mary
blur
again
it
tries
out.
to work on her language and says, "Thanks for the food," like Ren. Afterward, Ren cleans the dishes and thinks about how wonderful he feels seeing her work so hard on her Japanese, using a memo written for her by Vetica. But this worries him that the words written here may be incorrect or inappropriate, and he can't even confirm them because he doesn't understand their language. Suddenly, Vetica taps on his shoulder, which scares him so much that he ends up breaking a dish. Later, she gives him a dish and says it's an underwear by Nia. He knows what she's saying is wrong and is too frustrated to correct her.
What the
But
flip?
seeing her say it again, he tries to tell her it's a souvenir, but it's no use. She's stuck on calling it underwear. The so-called underwear is a pie, and Ren happily eats it with Mary. However, Vetica stands there wondering about something, but the Demon Queen calls her out and they enjoy eating the pie together. Adorable Mary calls the pie sweet, which Ren and Vetica approve of.
Something like that might
Suddenly,
work.
she gets anxious. After eating,
Alright, I
Vetica and Mary
think
say thanks to each other, and Ren yells at the
I think that's good
not-so-good
enough.
teacher to teach the language properly to Mary. But then,
She looks a little
she tells
plain,
him to
but
calm down as his loud voice is bothering Mary.
I don't
Hearing
think
this
it really
freaks out Ren about
matters.
what
It's
to
just
do.
supposed to get the
But right
point
before
across,
leaving,
and I think that
Vetica
just gets the
clears
point
out to
across.
him
It's a
that
girl
she's just
laughing.
A few days have passed, and Ren wonders why Vetica hasn't visited lately. Although she used to visit frequently, this worries him as he's been wanting to ask her something. Suddenly, Mary enters the room,
Yeah,
and he wishes to ask
that's
something
fine.
to her too. Afterward, Mary brings him a huge
Okay,
scroll
next
with a
one.
magic circle, intending to do a summoning. When the
What
process
in the
starts, a
flip
light
happened
flickers,
here?
and they enter a new place. That's when he finds out that the circle isn't for summoning, but instead for teleportation. They see a door in front
Hold
of them,
on.
and after a lot of knocking, someone finally shows up.
Hold
And
up.
it's none other
I need to
than
move that
Vetica.
down a little bit.
Taxes is feeling unlucky.
Not sure how that happened.
Open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do your taxes, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is taxes.
I swear, these freaking ads.
None other than Vetica. The two
Okay,
are surprised to see her looking
now on
cute
to
in
the
her
next
new
one.
outfit, but she starts to close the door the moment
Alright,
she sees
so the
them.
next one.
After convincing her to let them in,
Oh, wait, there's
Vetica
one more thing I
asks them
gotta
why they're
do.
here since Nia
Let's
isn't
see,
available.
just.
But Ren ignores her question and compliments her outfit instead.
That's bucket
Although
tool,
Vetica personally hates
this,
these clothes and was made to wear them,
and
but
that's to
Ren
get
is
that out
totally
of there.
captivated by her new look. He compliments her even more and tells her that he likes girls with long dresses more, and asks her why she isn't wearing other accessories.
Because it
Suddenly,
did go up
Vetica
into
slaps him
these
hard with her
ones.
tail for being such a pervert. Ren learned something new today. Vetica's tail hits hard despite being
Okay,
fluffy,
that'll
but
work.
there's something else bothering him
Okay,
more.
now the fourth
The room
panel.
is really dirty. However, this comment makes Vetica flustered as she has been cleaning the room restlessly. But more and more things keep piling up.
Alright, so
Ren
this one should be
believes
pretty
that
simple.
This is why she hasn't visited them lately, but that's worth the sacrifice since she wears adorable clothes instead.
Let's see.
The conversation then jumps on to Mary as Vetica notices that she looks different today because she made her hair like seals today.
Nope.
He's about to compliment Mary, but then he hesitates as he realizes she can now understand his language. Moreover, it worries him that she may misinterpret that he called her Vetica, cute, in front of her. Moving on, Vetica wishes to know the point of their visit
Something
and
like that.
asks them if they need anything from Nia. But Ren clarifies
For now.
that he came for her, so he asks her who taught her the song she sang when he had gotten injured, as it seems familiar to him. Ren feels insecure about her singing, but finally answers
Something
that the
close
song is
to
very
that.
popular as everyone knows about it. Ren now has even more questions. As the song is in Japanese, he wonders if there are more people who understand this language, or maybe someone who is trying to teach Japanese songs. That's when Vetica makes an even more shocking revelation, and it was actually she who created those lyrics, even though she couldn't understand it. Unfortunately, Ren's hopes of discovering the song's mystery die down as the song is just a parody. Mary and Vetica go into their happy mode and start singing the melody together, and all Ren can think is that he had heard it in his dream before. However, Vetica interrupts his thoughts and asks him to sing with her. He agrees, but at the back of his mind he continues to think that he has heard this song before. Afterward, they set to leave, but Vedeka stops and forces them to help her clean. Later that night, Mary wakes up and feels unwell and restless, so she goes outside the room. Meanwhile, Ren is still asleep.
Something
On
like
the other
that.
hand, the hero is sitting at the church when the priestess, Fina, approaches him. She tells him she needs to talk to him about something and mocks him for being too loud.
Ghosties.
Afterwards, she tells him that it's something related to Seal. They think about the first
But we'll
time
come
they
out.
met her, the dragon was after her, and she begged them for help. They had to
There it
battle
is.
against it for her, and after it was over, she
Excuse me.
apologized to them and complimented their strength. At that time,
Alright,
Seal
now I
was
need to do them
alone
for the
witch training, and was
for the hair,
exploring
and
when
then I
she
need to do this kind of
accidentally
thing.
stepped into the dragon's lair. She's so naive that she doesn't even know dragons exist. So the others tell her there are many dragons here, and that's why they were sent here for help.
Ugh.
Hearing this, Seal gets all pumped up and asks to join them. The hero and priestess weren't ready to let her in, but she assured them she was fit to join and didn't listen to them. Since then, Seal's always followed them, but Fina believes that she's been hiding something because she's never told about her personal life or even her real name, and she even hides her true power. She's a complete mystery. Even though Fina has tried asking her questions, she cheerfully avoids them. But nevertheless, she's their party's member. Hence, she requests the hero to investigate Seal together. Although her true identity doesn't matter to them, it is still important to find out about their party member. The hero agrees to work on it, but first they must investigate the mysterious magic which was found on the last battlefield against the Demon King 400 years ago, as it was the task they were assigned after a certain
Okay,
dragon
turn that down.
incident. And to find out about Seal, who suddenly joined
Turn that
them,
on.
they'll conclude whether she's a demon who supports the Demon Queen, but no matter what, they'll continue to believe in her. On the other hand,
Alright.
Seal comes rushing to Vedeka's home.
It's gonna turn to
asking her
the
if she's
same
alright. She
opacity.
wraps her in her arms and showers her with comments, but Vedeka has no idea who this witch is, which saddens Seal that she's forgotten about her. Suddenly she realizes this is the witch from the hero's party, and asks her the purpose of her visit, but Seal cheerfully replies that she's here because it's her master's residence. Meanwhile, at the castle, Mary and Ren have finished a meal together, and after that, he goes to wash the dishes while telling the Demon Queen to take a bath first. After a bit of struggle, she understands what Ren means, and is on her way when suddenly, she feels breathless and falls to the ground. Whereas Ren is washing the dishes when he notices that Mary didn't finish her food, although she's always finished it before. After finishing chores, Ren is waiting for Mary and has started to feel a bit worried as she's taking too long in the bath. Golem brings them cookies, but he decides to check on Mary first. He goes to the bathroom, yells for Mary but hears nothing, and assumes that she's probably finished her bath. He checks for her in different places and thinks she might be in the library. Hence, he goes to the library and sees she is asleep there. He shakes her to wake up, but the moment she opens her eyes, her face turns red. Ren becomes embarrassed and starts to stammer that Golem has made them cookies. Mary figures out there's dessert, and Ren offers her his hand to get up. Seeing this, Mary smiles and her fingers gently touch his fingertips.
Whoopsie.
But suddenly she loses her grip. When Ren turns around to see her, he's unable to believe his eyes, seeing that Mary has fallen unconscious. Afterward, Mary was put on the bed and Nia came to tend to her. She pats Ren on the head and assures him that she's fine. While seeing her sick on the bed, Ren can't help but feel guilty for not noticing earlier that she's sick. Meanwhile, Nia says that she has to prepare something. Vedeka cannot confirm to him if Nia will be preparing medicine or something else, but all she knows is that her healing spells are useless to her, and she's sorry for that. Hence, Nia tells her to discontinue trying her spells on Mary.
Get your whitest smile for 12 months.
Okay.
Just one kit of Crest 3D white strips. Smile free.
Nia tells her to discontinue trying her spells on Mary. Although it's Ren who feels like he's useless because he cannot tend to her at all, Vedeka understands his sad feelings for being unable to help. On the other hand, Nia tells him to bring Mary with him since it's his job. And so, they're brought to a magic circle, the same one at which he was summoned. Nia puts Mary in the circle, and Ren is very confused about what will happen to her, when suddenly Vedeka tells him to go inside the circle too. The moment Ren steps into the circle, a huge bright light emerges, and the next thing he sees is that he's in an unknown place full of doors. Suddenly a voice calls him out, and he sees a girl who asks him if he's looking for Mary, but Ren is confused and asks her who she is. Surprised that they can understand each other, Ren asks his name. the magician introducing himself as Lolo, but that itself is insufficient as Ren is still wondering
Okay.
how they are able to talk freely with each other. Surprised, Lolo gasps in amazement until he snickers and tells the transmigrated boy to worry about something more important, rather than this surprising discovery. With a face full of worry, the magician confirms that Mary is an important person for him, but the young boy is more surprised that Lolo knows who he
Oh,
already
oops.
is, and everything about him despite him
Okay,
introducing
let's
himself.
add the
However,
extra
his topic
shadows.
shifts onto someone as he points toward the maid, who's trembling in discomfort just by being in that place. Worried, Ren rushes to Vetica, who mysteriously teleports with him, but Lolo interrupts their conversation after finding out that the girl is a Lycan, a race who is sensitive to magic, causing her to feel uncomfortable staying in that space. Unsurprisingly, Lolo doesn't know Vetica personally. However, saying that he's acquainted with some Lycans makes the maid curious. After a sudden clap, the magician finally introduces the realm known as the imaginary space, where only their spirits are transported and not their bodies, allowing them to exchange their thoughts with one another like telepathy. Ren's face is full of excitement while listening, causing him to tell Lolo that he fully understands how the fantasy ability works. However, the Lycan girl mysteriously cannot talk as freely as the two do, forcing Lolo to solve their worries by calling Vetica cute and making her blush to forget the problem. Flustered, the maid doesn't notice that her wagging tail is hitting Ren, but the magician is simply laughing while watching the two, wiping the tears in his eyes, and proceeds to their main reason for coming before they run out of time. Suddenly, Lolo reveals the story of the demoness Mary, which stretches out long ago when the Demon King first came to life. Eventually, the Demon Lord marries a witch who gives birth to a girl who ultimately bears a child, Mary, with a human husband. Unfortunately, the Demon King, who turns out to be from another world, is defeated by the heroes, causing Mary's mother to use all her powers to hide the child's existence from the heroes until her last breath. The magician reveals that behind the doors lie the sources of magic in the world, and Mary's heart is connected to all of them. However, that also means the world's destruction if something wrong happens to the demoness. Closing his eyes, Lolo reveals that the Demon King is needed to control the world's magic, and asks the two if this revelation causes them to fear Mary. Without hesitation, Ren disagrees with the magician, who has wide-opened eyes after hearing his answer. But while the young boy is worried about his friend, Lolo gives him a tight hug and calls Ren a kind-hearted boy, while casually informing him that the door's magic power is currently putting a lot of pressure on the demoness. To Ren's surprise, Lolo reveals the reason for her fainting as puberty, but the boy doesn't believe the absurd reason easily until the magician intimidates him to trust his words. Teasingly, the feminine-looking male mage calls the kid ignorant and reveals he's been living for too long already while putting his face close to the embarrassed boy.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the pervert magician notices
Grab
Vetica
that.
and focuses his attention on her
Darken
instead,
that.
inflicting trauma on the two, who are now too scared of the mage's presence. Surprisingly, Lolo apologizes and finally lets them go as he opens the door leading to the Demon Queen and yells at the two, whose jaws drop in surprise now that they can finally meet Mary. Immediately, the magician pushes them inside the room and asks the two to save the demoness. However, the boy who notices the mage's resemblance with Mary yells his question, asking Lolo how he's related to his friend. The
Nope.
magician is initially shocked, but that doesn't stop him from introducing himself as the source of all evil, telling the two that he's a mere stupid, arrogant mage.
Oh my god,
Surprised,
really?
the two express their worries at the man who advises them not to, and instead asks Ren a favor. With a cheerful smile, Lolo requests the transmigrated boy to tell his senpai Nia that he's doing fine. Ren becomes excited after seeing Lolo's adorable
Okay.
face, but the door is already closed by the magician, who regrets not having the time to talk with them.
Now,
Inside the
airbrush.
strange room where the abundance of windows is evident for the young human, Vetica suddenly asks Ren what senpai means. Instead of answering, the otaku gets curious about the relationship between Lolo and Nia, and regrets not asking more about it. However, Ren notices that the Lycan looks pale, leading Vetica to inform her companion that the dense flow of mana inside the room makes her feel terrible. Worried, Ren urges the maid to take a rest first, so they sit in an empty spot, where Vetica suddenly apologizes to the young boy. Apologetically, she blames herself for being a burden on their way to save Mary, and tells Ren to go ahead and leave her. Despite that, the transmigrated human refuses her suggestion, and decides to wait for her because he knows that Vetica is worried about the demoness too. Therefore, Ren urges her to lie in his lap, but before he can explain that it's a joke, Vedeka immediately takes the offer and helps herself to the young otaku's lap,
Okay.
which she makes fun of as skinny.
That wasn't too bad.
Still, the unexpected actions of the maid worry Ren, as he knows that her usual self is different
Let's
from
double
the
check I
girl who's already
didn't
sleeping in his lap.
overdrive
The boy
anything.
is
I
surprised,
don't think so.
but still lets the maid nap until she wakes up after almost 30 minutes and hits his chin as a result.
Okay.
Excited,
Next one.
Vedeka urges Ren to continue their mission, so they rush toward the location where they eventually meet Mary,
Which is
who's
going to be
mysteriously
pretty
in her younger
standard.
form, not recognizing who they are.
It's probably going to be a lot like
A
that one that I
large
did
question mark
yesterday,
hangs
so
over the two's heads as they face the
basically
adorable
there's no
Demoness,
like half and half
inevitably
here, it's
making
just
him wonder
basically
why she is
dramatic
too
lighting.
small compared to her
What in
appearance.
the fuck? Why is that happening?
Team member at my local Chick-fil-A. A little thing you'll love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets is how...
That aside, Ren is strangely distracted as he questions how they are able to understand each other's words. Fortunately, the transmigrated boy
There
remembers
we go.
Lolo's explanation about conveying
No,
their
it's not
thoughts
doing the thing.
telepathically and becomes excited, resulting in him asking the little girl if she can really understand what he is saying. Angrily, Mary shouts that she can fully understand him, but the two are unsurprisingly not terrified by the Demoness, whose small appearance is too adorable for them. Mary is enraged by the insults about her height, as she asks the two speechless visitors if they are her father's friend.
Something like that.
Finally, Ren snaps and shouts his desire to embrace the little girl, but then apologizes to Vedeka for being unable to stop himself. To their surprise, Mary allows the stranger to embrace her, robbing
Oh,
the creepy
see some
otaku of
spots.
his reasoning, as he hugs the younger version of his friend. Eventually, Ren asks Mary if she feels fine and expresses his happiness that they can finally talk. The Demoness is pleased that the boy is excited to converse, but while Ren asks about her hobbies, Vedeka reminds him of their original mission, making the boy cry. Hearing that, Mary answers his question by revealing her liking of Edvark's stories, the tales about how a princess defeats the Lord of Hell. The Demoness happily talks about it until she smells the scent of a woman named Maria in Ren, causing the oblivious human to be surprised as he asks Mary who is the person she's talking about. With a bright smile, the little girl reveals that Maria is the one who named her, as she wonders if Ren doesn't really know that famous woman. Therefore, the transmigrated boy tells her that he's Nia's acquaintance, but the Demoness is not pleased upon knowing
Let's
he's
see.
friends with that mischievous witch. Irritated, Mary pinches his cheeks as payback for calling her small,
Let's go
while
40.
Vedeka is cheering her on to continue the punishment.
Okay, we're going to have to be a little bit
Fortunately, Mary
creative
regains her
here.
bright smile and compares Ren to a plushie as they banter with the amused maid.
Oh
Suddenly,
no, that's fine.
the Demoness's smile disappears as she gets down from the boy's carry and tells them she's been together.
Okay, now what I gotta do here is...
With a melancholic mood, Mary reveals
There's
that
still
all
gonna
of
be
them
some shadows
gradually
and stuff,
vanish
but
and depart one
not
by
that
one,
much.
still remembering their happy
Because this is
memories,
more for
but wearing a
dramatic
sad
effect
look on
than
their
anything.
face, fearing they won't return and no one
Okay,
will come
let's
to see her
see.
anymore.
Far too often.
Ren
Yep.
and Vedeka are
Okay, so we just
confused
gotta
as
go
to why
below
that
that.
happened. However, their confusion
Get a
disappears
different
as Mary
brush.
reveals that Maria, her friends, and her father are no longer alive. Worried, Ren can only ask the melancholic Demoness about the life departure of her loved ones, leading the little girl to declare the reason as the
Yeah,
fragility
something
of
like that.
humans. With such sad eyes,
What I gotta do is
Mary
correctly.
recalls her father's words, making her understand that humankind doesn't have the ability to live more than a decade, and even he, an elf, couldn't stay forever with his child. In spite of that, Ren still can't understand the reason behind it, and asks Vedeka if passing due to old age is what Mary is referring to. Hearing that, the Lycan reveals they can live up to 300 years, while elves can go for 200 more. But compared to them, the power inside the Demon Queen makes it unable to measure how long she can live.
Okay, I'm gonna have to erase that
To
manually.
Mary's surprise, Ren holds her hand and apologizes for not being able to come into her life earlier, assuring the young Demoness she will live on. The transmigrated boy tells Mary about the friends,
Do something like
pet,
that.
and mischievous witch who will play with her frequently in the future. As he embarrassingly
There we
informs
go.
Mary he'll also be by her side. Despite the little
And
Demoness's
turn
surprise,
that one
Mary
off
still can't brush
so I
away
can
the
get
thought
rid of
that the
this.
demon boy will eventually leave her alone in the end. Sadly, the Demon Queen has already embraced the unfortunate fate. However, the tears in her eyes reveal her fear of being unable to
Oops.
see the people she loves again. Ren can only watch as Mary bursts into tears in front of him, darkness prevailing as she tells the boy that perhaps not
Okay.
meeting him since the beginning might have been better. Even so, Ren declares that he will not disappear, but his strange confidence confuses the Demoness, who then wonders how this human can pull that off. Mary can't believe the absurdity urges Mary to wake up, leading the girl to remember her loved ones who have already departed as she asks Ren if his words are not mere lies. Once again, Mary points out his resemblance with Maria and mischievously pulls the boy's cheeks from excitement, finally asking the name of the unfamiliar stranger. Mysteriously, the Demon Queen takes back her words and stops him from saying it, as they will surely meet again in the future. Unfortunately, they notice Vedeka is close to passing out due to the fierce magic flow, but she still asks Mary if her heart has become lighter. Surprisingly, the demoness cheerfully says that she's feeling better, but it is not a surprise for the Lycan, who reveals that the fierce flow of magic disappears when the two are talking earlier.
Okay.
To their surprise, Mary urges Ren to come closer as she kisses the otaku's forehead as a special gift to the young boy, telling him that only his father and
I
Maria
think what I
have been
gotta
given this
do
special
is also do
present.
the thing around the edges.
Suddenly, the door closes while Mary is still inside, and Ren's efforts to stop it are futile after seeing the bright smile of the young demon queen waving goodbye at the blushing human. In the demoness's dreams, a woman's voice wakes her up, and she opens her eyes, muttering the woman's name, Maria. As soon as she gets out of her room, Mary wanders in the hallway and eventually arrives at a place where a large magic circle is
goddamn.
located. Immediately, the demoness comes closer.
In HR, you need something more than doable. You need something powerful, scalable, customizable, all on a platform that's easy to usable.
Maybe something a little bit more dramatic.
When you need more than doable, that's bambooable.
No matter what kind of teeth you gotta brush, Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch. Oral-B's dentist-inspired brown brush head hugs them, cleans them, and gets in between them for a
Wondering if her father left it there for her to meet the stranger in her dreams again. However, the now happy demon queen decides to wait to grow bigger before summoning the boy in the future.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Ren finally wakes up from the imaginary space and hurriedly gets up to see Mary
Turn that off.
until he feels
Turn
the
that off.
embrace of his worried friend, making him blush as he embarrassingly urges the demoness to loosen the hug.
Whoops.
With her face close to the pubescent boy, Mary asks Ren if he feels okay. However, the transmigrated human, whose heart is already close to exploding, panics and lies to the demon queen. But while he's troubled about the abnormal quick development of their relationship,
Okay,
an
just turn
intimidating
that down a
figure
little bit.
watches silently before showing her crying face as she, Vedeka, rushes to the two and hugs them tightly until they complain. Finally, the maid calms down, so Ren approaches the mischievous witch, who fortunately notices him, enabling the boy to confirm if Mary will be fine from then on.
Okay.
As a result, Ren remembers Lolo's message and wonders if he really should
See
deliver
if
it
I
to
can-
Nia. Troubled, the boy considers asking Vedeka to say it instead, but the time ticks as the witch is waiting for him to state his matter. Mustering his bravery, Ren tells Nia that Lolo is doing fine, and even imitates the magician's expression. But Nia's reaction is full of disgust as she looks at the young boy who lies that it's Lolo's request to mimic the face too. Strangely, the witch simply sighs after hearing the magician's name, confusing Ren as he wonders if the message is properly conveyed to Nia. Embarrassed, Ren orders the two girls to forget what he just did. So the celebration starts as the three, along with the witch, eat and drink until the night goes deeper. Finally, Mary and Ren head to their room and talk about their full stomachs, slowly becoming able to understand each other. Delighted, the demoness thanks the young otaku for saving her, causing Ren to blush from surprise until he sees Mary teasing him for making a cutesy face. Time passes, and the transmigrated human feels embarrassed at the new clothes Mary bought for him earlier while wandering in the town. In spite of his embarrassment, Ren feels happy upon looking at the demon queen who's having fun as they continue their date, walking in the town so peacefully thanks to Mary's powers. However, the demoness notices that Ren is distracted in his thoughts, leading her to point toward their next location, where they enter a shop that looks like a cafe for the transmigrated otaku. As they enjoy the tea, the main course finally arrives, and the scent of the big slice of meat enters the nose of the excited glutton. However, the face of the real meat connoisseur shows that she's really looking forward to digging in, so they don't waste more time and eventually finish the dish. Therefore,
No.
the two wander the streets once more and happily talk about how full they are, until the transmigrated boy realizes that Mary is making great progress in learning his mother tongue to be able to speak with him. After walking, the two reach a church and immediately enter it, allowing Ren to see the statue of an
Excuse me.
unfamiliar woman with a sword. Curious, the boy asks who it is and learns from the demoness that it's Maria, so he listens to the girl's introduction of the hero, leading him to remember the young Mary's words, saying that Maria is her savior. Immediately, Ren pays his respects to the hero, but the loudness of his voice bothers Mary, especially the priestess who tells them not to louden their voice. However, staring at Maria's statue forces the transmigrated boy to realize that the hero is wearing a school uniform from
I
his
swear.
country, with an emblem
So
that
that's the hardest
feels too
part.
familiar for him. Ren
Getting
continues
these
to stare at
shadows
Maria,
cracked.
resulting in a realization that there are other humans from Earth who are transferred here, and they must have cheating skills, making the boy jealous as he doesn't have any of that. But with Mary's existence, Ren, fortunately, feels grateful again for the peace they're experiencing. However, the loud rumbles interrupt those thoughts as the boy panics, fearing what those deep, resonant sounds are. All of a sudden, Mary grabs his hand and happily urges Ren to go with her, eliminating the agitation he feels as they head outside and watch the mesmerizing fireworks display with faces full of amazement. Smilingly, Ren comments about its beauty and realizes that it's the source of the loud sound. However, the expression he sees from Mary eventually makes him speechless as he finally discovers their trip is an actual date. The pubescent boy can't brush away that thought anymore and becomes nervous as he looks at the demon queen, who eventually returns his glance with an expression that captivates Ren. As the awkward atmosphere continues, the otaku breaks the silence as he stutters, urging the flustered demon queen to head home. With their blushing faces, the two promise to revisit the place next time. Finally, the two reach the demon castle and immediately go to
Yeah, it's not
sleep.
perfect, but
But
it'll work.
inside Ren's mind, a memory in the form of a dream emerges. Inside his house, a schoolgirl visits the sick young Ren and offers to make a porridge as her aunt, the boy's mother, isn't home yet. Eventually, Ren spends time with the girl he calls Maria, muttering her name as the boy falls into a deep slumber. However, the dream doesn't end and continues to depict Ren's household where mysteriously, his family thinks of Maria as the boy's imaginary friend, rather than a real person.
Okay.
Ren is confused as to why they have no idea who the forgotten woman is.
When you need help figuring out how to style your studio apartment, you can just ask Google for ideas that match both your taste and the space. 250 square feet never felt so spacious. Home sweet studio.
Over 60 formulas for different breeds, from puppy to adult. Royal Canin, unique needs, precise nutrition.
And even though the nightmare finishes, the transmigrated boy finally remembers Maria's disappearance, which even he forgets just until their date yesterday. Getting up from bed, Ren wonders if the hero's name is really just a coincidence to the girl he knows. But his thoughts are put to a halt by the demon queen, who wakes up and greets the otaku a good morning. After exchanging greetings, the two proceed to have their breakfast, despite Ren still immersed in his thoughts, pondering about the clues hinting that the Maria he and Mary know is the same. Therefore, the boy considers directly asking the demoness about it, and decides not to rely on Vetica, but the worried demon queen wonders if the preoccupied Ren is just full. As a result, the boy continues eating and decides to delay thinking about the matter as he then helps Golem with the chores instead.
Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the
Eventually,
ass.
Ren notices Mary peeking on the door, so he asks the girl what's the matter. Unfortunately, the embarrassed demoness is having difficulty telling Ren until she finally musters her courage and invites the transmigrated boy on another little trip. With wide-opened eyes, Ren looks surprised at the demon queen who is getting flustered and assures her that he will immediately get ready. Fortunately, the boy gets the message to wear his new clothes, but amidst the excitement, he still wonders where they'll go. After a few minutes, Ren goes out of his room, and Mary strangely checks his outfit first before showing a satisfied face as if approving it. Without wasting time, the two head out with Mary feeling mysteriously stiff until they arrive in a room with a large door, surprising Ren as it's his first time seeing it inside the castle. As the door opens, the amazement of the boy from another world skyrockets as he witnesses a grave surrounded by a mesmerizing flower garden. Immediately, Mary approaches the stone tablet, leading Ren to ask a question to confirm if it is really someone's grave, until he sees the anxious expression of the demon queen. Suddenly, Mary clicks a button, which leads the two of them to get teleported to a place Ren senses familiar with the imaginary space where Lolo is.
Okay.
In the middle of the strange realm, a woman awaits the visitors, who are too surprised as she stretches her body and greets the demon queen, whom she hasn't seen for years. Unfortunately, the woman has no idea who the boy is. However, Ren is sure that the hero in front is the Maria he knows. Therefore, the human from Earth goes to introduce himself, but his words are cut short by the woman's introduction, revealing her full name, Maria Sasahara, the heroine and the goddess who defeated the demon lord. Hearing her name, Ren confirms that the Maria in his past is not a mere imagination. But Mary beats him to it first as she rushes to the goddess, crying while yearning for the woman whom she hasn't met for so long. Finally, their hands can touch each other again, but Mary simply passes through the hero as if she's a ghost. The demoness trembles from shock as she looks at the goddess with her face full of displeasure, leading Maria to reveal that what they're seeing now is an illusion created by her remaining powers. Like Ren, Mary is surprised as she surveys the hero's image, unable to talk properly with her savior. Unfortunately, Maria also reveals that they cannot embrace each other, but the displeasure on the Demon Queen's face increases, and all she can do is tug on Ren's clothes as they watch the goddess's last video message. However, Maria drops another bomb and informs them that she's already 100 years old, surprising not just Ren
Oh,
but
okay.
herself
That
too,
doesn't look too
as the
bad.
goddess also has no idea of the theory behind it. As a result, Maria decides not to delve deeper into it, aware that her maximum age as a human can't hold a candle against Mary or the elves.
But I think I know one thing I
Therefore,
need to
the hero
do, and
shifts the
that's like
conversation
something like
topic to Ren,
this.
and informs him that she asks the
Where
demoness
these
to bring the
gaps
most
are.
precious person for her in that space. Shocked, the two blush after hearing Maria and become unable to look directly at each other, especially the Demon Queen whose plan is blown. Flustered, Ren pretends he doesn't hear anything, and fortunately, Maria changes the topic again
Something like
and
that.
tells the past when she found Mary, and decides to raise her secretly with others. Unfortunately, that secrecy leads to the lonely
Okay.
life of the demoness,
Not bad.
forcing the goddess to remember little Mary's
Not
words,
bad, not bad, not
declaring
bad.
she'll wait for the day when humanity
Alright,
forgets
now the
Demon
final
Queen's
panel.
existence and fulfills her role
And
as
this
the light.
one still feels
Maria
off to me.
expresses her
Like, it
anxiety
doesn't
as she
feel
recalls
like it's
it, and
correct.
reveals her worries about the young girl who can't sleep by herself. Without mercy, the goddess tells more embarrassing stories, and even compares them to her days looking after Ren.
What the
Still,
fuck?
Maria's concerns about who'll take care of Mary when they disappear surface, causing her to one day remember the demoness telling him about a boy.
And I think we're gonna do the
whose
same
unfamiliar
exact
language
kind
she
of
plays with
thing
in her dreams.
as we did with
Moreover, Mary talks about a strange
Layla.
lullaby that she hears from both Maria and Ren, leading the goddess to realize that the boy in the child's dreams is someone from her world,
I'm just gonna
as
do
it's
like
the same
this.
lullaby she sings to her nephew.
Whoop. No,
Thinking
no,
that
no, no.
Mary's mysterious friend can answer the summoning call and eventually be at the demoness's side when they leave, Maria creates the magic circle, despite lying to Mary's uncle, Hanev, about her true reasons. Finally, the secret about the summoning is unveiled, and the touching last message of the goddess starts with an expression of love and an apology for being unable to discover the true name her parents gave. Still, Maria wishes that the name she gives the demoness will be loved by the people of that world, and finally asks the boy beside Mary to take care of the girl. As the two hold hands, the goddess feels relieved after sensing the shape of the human soul, confirming that the young man whom Mary considers precious is really Ren. On the hero's deathbed, the sound of her family's worried calls enters Maria's ears, as she assures them all that it'll be fine for her on the other side. Finally, the hero thanks them for being there until her last moments. But before leaving the world, Maria asks her descendants to look after the Demon Queen. Returning to the castle where the tomb is located, the touching goodbye leaves the two speechless, and the young boy troubled as he summarizes the events and the love of the young demoness. Flustered, Ren stutters while asking Mary for a bit of time to properly confess his feelings, despite the Demon Queen being confused about what his human words mean. Breakfast arrives the next day, while Ren is summing up Maria's backstory, and remembers the hero complaining about Mary's tendency to eat only her favorite food. Suddenly, the young boy gets the Demon Queen's attention, shows the spoon, and urges the girl to try eating it. Without hesitation, the
Something
demoness
like
gobbles
that.
the soup, but eventually blushes from its taste and covers her face, yelling unrecognizable language. Seeing that, the mischievous boy
Then we need to do the hair as well.
who's so embarrassed that she screams Maria's name.
Okay, let's turn
Night
those
arrives,
off.
and the two are saying goodnight to each other.
Okay, how
When
the
Ren remembers
what
the
did this
goddess
happen?
telling
I
him
don't know.
about the Demon Queen's difficulty in sleeping. As a result, he asks the demoness if she wants it by gesturing to hug a pillow. But
I don't
Mary's
know.
reaction emits terror and says Maria's name again.
Oh, I see what
Ren
happened here.
panics and explains he just wants to know her better by doing those old habits that suit her, causing Mary to ask if he meant it in a good way.
Layer 43.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
Mary is still troubled about whether she'll allow the hug, but Seeing her lost in thought causes Ren to realize the dilemma of what he
There
will
we
do
go.
if she accepts, wondering if
Alright,
returning
that's
the blood
fixed.
will be the
Now that
natural
ain't gonna be
course
an issue.
Flustered, Ren tells Mary
Okay,
to
what was I
forget
doing?
it and urges her to sleep.
Good question.
So, when the night ends, the
Oh, I know what
transmigrated
I'm
boy
doing.
greets the morning first as the demoness is still sleeping. Suddenly, Ren notices Mary, who's in the middle of her slumber,
Whoops.
gripping his clothes, making him blush as he wonders what to do with the sleeping demoness's actions. Later that day, the two silently watch the skies until Ren suddenly speaks with a serious yet blushing face, asking the demon queen to hear him out, in spite of not using her language. Hearing his words, Mary becomes surprised that Ren declares his wish to stay at her side and hurriedly hugs the young boy, who is confused if she understands all of what he said. Finally, Mary lets go of the embrace, so Ren repeats his question until his words stop, mesmerized by the demon queen who has a bright smile, telling him it's a secret. The story changes focus, revealing the hero's full name, Lacrosse Sasahara Isol, who we will call Isol, the son of Maria. Mysteriously, the boy is enraged at Seal, who tells him that there are things he doesn't know about the demon queen, despite the witch explaining that it's not an insult. Unfortunately, rage envelops the hero because even Seal knows the details, but discovering that she learns it from over 1,000-year-old sorceress terrifies the young man, as he looks at the intimidating witch who stops him from commenting on her age. Afterward, Isol finds out that Nia knows the first heroes, as well as Vetika's grandmother, who taught the maid Maria's language. The hero is dejected after realizing he can't speak it, despite being the goddess's son, making Fina disappointed and informing the hero that she knows the language. Unfortunately, the priestess reveals that reading is all she can do, so the idea of asking Vetika to teach her to pronounce it emerges. However, the maid is also confused about how she knows the language, so Fina informs them about the documents of the goddess, who is revealed to be ignorant of their words at first too. The lazy hero, who should be the one who knows it, is dumbfounded, so he asks Seal if she can speak Maria's language and finds out that she can't. Overjoyed, Isol shakes her hands but eventually puts the topic aside, turning serious as he talks about the complicated situation of the demon queen. Therefore, Fina asks if he's referring to the goddess's last words, causing Isol to discover that she doesn't know about it, as he shows a creepy smile depicting his weird sense of victory. Eventually, Isol reveals his mother's request to look after the demon queen, and admits that he looked at it as a twisted order to destroy evil.
Okay.
Smilingly, Seal assures the hero that Mary is a nice girl, as she has already met her, leading Isol to meet the demon queen himself. Excited, the witch urges them to go, and Fina is also with her. But the hero is becoming reluctant as he tells the confused
Okay,
Seal
so what
about
I
his
need to do
concerns of
now,
becoming unable to suppress his strange habit of immediately attacking the
go
demoness.
underneath that.
As a result, the adventuring party
Hairbrush.
remembers the time they got blown away exactly because of that. So Isol is now fearing his life within the grasp of the demon queen. Seal assures the hero that they can peacefully talk it out with Mary, but Isol's worry is not disappearing, so he asks Vetika's opinions as someone close to the demon queen. With a
Whoa.
smile, the maid assures him that offering one of his fingers will suffice for an apology, but those words simply increase the terror the hero feels, forcing Seal to scold Vetika's mischievous prank. Eventually, the group heads out to the demon castle, with Fina and the showing their dumbfounded faces as they watch their companion desperately kneeling with one knee to beg for his life. The two are unsurprisingly confused about Isol's actions, so Vetika informs Ren that the hero is asking for forgiveness for trying to cut down Mary in the past. Consequently, the demoness talks with Maria's son, but they mysteriously glance at Ren, surprising him as the hero bows down apologetically. Fortunately, Vetika explains that it's the demon queen's order as Ren is the one who got hurt that time, so he assures Isol not to worry about it, which makes the hero bawl in relief. Finally, Isol's worries disappear as he's now smiling with Vetika's banter, but on the other hand,
Stupid ads.
the human from Earth realizes that the hero is his relative as he is Maria's descendant. Amazed, Ren can't believe his discovery, but the priestess suddenly calls him and asks if he can understand her words. While Ren is surprised,
Okay.
Fina introduces herself and reveals that she learned the language thanks to the document Maria left.
Now what I need to do is
The
need to
otaku is impressed
go
by the fluency of the
to
priestess,
this one, turn it
but
off,
hearing that Vetika teaches her the
so I can get rid of
pronunciation
all
makes
this.
Ren extremely baffled. Afterward, Fina gives them the book Maria wrote, which makes the demon queen happy, as it can help her in the daily conversation with Ren. Delighted, the boy views the priestess as a goddess as he comes closer to Mary, who excitedly calls him to show the dictionary, which will finally enable them to talk more. As the charmed young man stares at her girl, the three watch with smiles, except the envious hero. Without further ado, the party begins as they eat, drink, and listen to the heroes scream after seeing Golem. Eventually, the music blends with their happiness as the drunk priestess sings while Ren compares his relative's face to his own. Amidst the deep night, Fina declares her wish to help the Demon Queen positively connect to the world, letting everyone watch her intoxicated self. Despite that, the priestess's speech moves her companions as she approaches the two of them with an excited smile. Curious, Ren asks what Fina says as he doesn't understand any of it. However, the strange expression of the demoness who's taking her time in saying it confuses the transmigrated boy instead. Overflowing
That's
with
weird how that
happiness, Mary
overflows.
reveals they can finally be friends with everyone in the world, making the boy stutter as he excitedly confirms if Fina will help them achieve it.
Let me see if I can make it a
Suddenly,
little
the
bit of a
priestess
better
calls
color.
for something to isolate and seal, so the two assure Ren and the Demon Queen they can count on them. With smiles on their faces, the three happily rely on the hero's party to start their exciting mission. And this is how this segment of the manga ends. Unfortunately, there aren't enough chapters to continue, as the story already ends here. Looking forward to another fascinating tale? Click our best recommendation here. Subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.
I think we're almost done, but
The night is
yeah.
reach for it with Zen After Dark, inspired by iconic cocktails like Happy Hour Hero Mojito, Fireside Favorite Spiced Cider, and Late Night Classic Espresso Martini. Nicotine satisfaction.
I see something I forgot.
School year begins, and Mochizuki steps into high school with a mix of nerves and curiosity. He scans the class list and finds his name under Class 2. He seems unfazed when he
Well,
sees
let
his
me add
friends
that real
also in
quick.
the same class.
It's not
While
difficult at all.
exploring the campus together, a sudden buzz from a nearby
Okay.
crowd draws their
For that, I
attention.
would need to
As they
go
approach, a striking girl stands at the
something
center of
like
it all,
this.
effortlessly turning heads. Her presence is so captivating that
I need a
Mochizuki's friend
blue.
can't help but shout in awe. As she draws near, she calls out Mochizuki's name, much to his surprise. Her name is
Something like
Kawaru,
that. I don't know.
and she is Mochizuki's childhood friend. In the classroom, Kawaru introduces herself. She states she graduated from Zenkuji Middle School, and her full name is Tsukimi Kawaru. She also reveals her fondness for eating meat. Mochizuki observes her, recalling his past. She was his childhood friend and also his first crush, but he lost contact with her when she moved away after elementary school. But back then, she was completely different. Perhaps he didn't notice, but he doesn't remember her being this beautiful. During the break, Mochizuki goes to the school roof. He is still not sure how he feels being
Because
reunited
people
with her.
change,
Although
dork.
he's happy to see her, so much about her has changed. It's difficult to even be in the same classroom as her. Kawaru quietly sits beside him, echoing his sentiment. Mochizuki is shocked when he finally notices her. Kawaru lets out an odd laugh. She expresses her delight at seeing him, calling him by his childhood nickname, Pion. She gave it to him because he could jump very high as a kid. However, Mochizuki always found it a bit embarrassing. Perhaps because it's a reminder of how jumping was the only thing he was good at. At everything else, whether it was sprinting, dodgeball, or anything else, Kawaru always had him beat. She recalls how he was the only boy who played with her, while subtly moving closer to him. Kawaru requests a little space, unable to move away. Kawaru strangely conveys that their past closeness makes this current closeness expected, and wonders whether he dislikes her presence. Mochizuki hesitates, but she continues nonetheless. She confesses her preference for being close to him.
Okay, that made it
as
look a
makes
lot
her
more better.
relaxed. Additionally, she mentions she can smell him better from this distance and tries to get very close to his face. Sweat beads on Mochizuki's face. He pushes back, asking her to stop. He advises her to be careful and quickly flees. He recognizes her stunning beauty, but notes her continued lack of personal space. That night, Mochizuki walks through
Okay,
his school.
let me take a
He
look.
prepares for a bath, gazing at the full moon. His mother calls him for dinner.
Sorry, guys.
Under the full moon, Mochizuki
Oh, shadows.
recalls a
Forgot
time
about
he
shadows.
met with Kawaru. One evening, he
Just
had
gonna put
asked
them
her
up
to
by the
return
forehead.
home. It was getting late, but she sat perched in a tree, refusing. She explained
Let's
that it was
see.
the
I need to
perfect time for beetles to appear,
go.
and eagerly disappeared into the shrubs in search of them. Despite his concern, Mochizuki always stayed behind, urging her to come home safely. She eventually jumped down and insisted that they head
Like
home.
right
rather
here
than
somewhere.
When he asked if she was okay, she simply nodded. On their walk back, Without warning, she leaned in and bit his ear, her sharp, wolf-like teeth startling him into a strange yelp. Looking back, he realizes she was always unpredictable, unaware of personal space, and often full of surprises, especially her habit of biting. Kawaru's behavior greatly stresses Mochizuki. His friend notices this the next day and begins inquiring about his distress. Mochizuki remains silent. His friend asks if he is worried about Tsukimi Kawaru. Mochizuki denies any worry about her. His friend initially looks at Mochizuki jealously, then begins cursing him. He punches him in a fit of jealousy and rage. After that, he advises him to go and speak with her. Kawaru is playing baseball with her friends on the ground. Suddenly, she hits the baseball, which unfortunately strikes Mochizuki's face. He collapses in severe pain. She drops the bat and rushes towards him. Mochizuki's friend shrieks that she hit him in the face. Mochizuki tries to ease her by saying that it's not her fault, but his nose begins to bleed. Mochizuki presses on his nose to stop the bleeding while Kawaru insists on taking him to the nurse's office. Inside the school, Mochizuki assures her he is fine, but Kawaru warns of possible anemia from the nosebleed. Mochizuki affirms he can walk to the nurse's office himself. She responds that his nose is bleeding excessively and she cannot leave him alone. Suddenly, Mochizuki slips and falls. Kawaru quickly tries to place a cloth on his nose, but blood drips down on her hand. This switches a flip in her, and she feels herself drawn towards him. Mochizuki notices Kawaru's expression.
This
Her breathing is heavy as
this
she
switch is a
appears to be
flip in
resisting.
her? No,
She
it's
can no
flipping
longer
a switch.
She lunges at Mochizuki like a wolf.
Sorry,
He tries to
gotta be
make
the
sense
grammar
of the
police.
situation by pushing herself back,
That one caught me
but
off
she
guard. I'm like,
reacts
what the
strangely.
flip?
Wolf ears emerge on her head, and her teeth appear
Yeah,
like
well, it's just
canines.
background noise. I
She
am paying
transforms into a
attention and
wolf.
like formulating it in my
Mochizuki
mind.
is stunned. She moves forward, bites his neck, and sucks his blood. After a moment, Mochizuki falls back. Kawaru finally comes
What is
back
she,
to
a
her senses
vampire?
and apologizes, but Mochizuki is completely bewildered. She then attempts to run away, but Mochizuki quickly jumps and grabs her arm. Worried she can't leave looking like
Okay,
that,
I
she
think that's
struggles
okay.
to escape
I think
from
that's
the
okay.
home. She weeps bitterly over
I think
her
that's good
behavior.
enough.
She apologizes
It
to her
suffices.
friend.
It tells the story.
Mochizuki asks what she could not control and tells her to look into his eyes. She explains that he looked so appetizing. One day,
Okay.
a troubling shift had
Let's take a
occurred in
look.
Kawaru's perception of Mochizuki.
Panel by
She
panel.
had begun to see him as food. She regained her senses only after biting him, acknowledging the wrongness of her actions. Yet she
Panel
struggled to
1's
control her
fine. Panel
symptoms.
2's
She
fine.
tried to fix this habit. The sudden sight of his gushing blood
Panel 3
caused
looks
her to
fine
lose
too.
control completely. Mochizuki speculates that her return to normal is a direct result of the
Panel
bite,
4's
but Kawaru
fine.
is deeply distressed. Mochizuki questions her ability to stand and suggests they proceed to the nurse's office,
Yep.
gently holding her arm. As they sit
I
on the
think
stairs,
that's a
another
wrap for
girl
this
observes
page.
them, murmuring about the
Hooray.
failure of the plan. She remarks that despite all her
Definitely not
efforts, a
perfect,
small nosebleed was enough to trigger
but
Kawaru. She then labels
that's as far as
Kawaru
my
an
art skills go.
alcoholic. Mochizuki
So yeah.
looks at the girl with confusion. The girl introduces herself to
Yeah, had a feeling that wouldn't take very much more time. That took 2 hours. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Well, sorry there was really not much chatting, guys, but yeah, I can't help that my tablet likes to be a butt when it wants to be. But yeah, the point is we're just trying to get this done as quickly as we possibly can. And yeah, it's coming along slowly but surely. This process is definitely not taking as long as I thought it would. It's definitely not as taxing as I thought it would be, because of black and white mainly. But yeah, it's coming along pretty damn well. Looks pretty damn good to me. So yep, 2 hours work seems pretty good to me. So anyways, I'm going to take off now. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. You know, it was just me drawing anime women, or more like coloring and shading anime women. And yeah, this will probably, if I had to take a wild guess of when this is going to be out, I would say probably early February or towards the end of January. It all depends on how the voice actors and stuff go. Like how fast they can get me their lines and stuff like that. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time, and happy horrors until then. Bye-bye.